The Young and the Restless, the Newman family's new war and tangled relationships in the seductive and intrigue-filled world of The Young and the Restless. The Newman family has always been at the center of intense and dramatic stories. Complicated relationships, unspoken secrets, and power struggles all play out within this family. This article will delve into the current events surrounding Claire Newman, Daniel, Audra, Kyle, Victor, Nikki, and more, along with the plans and plots that make things more exciting than ever. Claire Newman turns to Nikki, a new life advice. Claire Newman is facing an important decision in her life. As Nikki Newman's granddaughter, Claire has a powerful family and relationships that cannot be taken lightly. When facing a big crossroads, Claire turns to her grandmother Nikki, the person she trusts for advice. Nikki, a woman who has experienced many events in her life, always knows how to give profound and inspiring advice. Despite being a strong and powerful person, Nikki always has a simple and close view of life. She advises Claire not to worry too much about external barriers, but to trust her own heart. According to Nikki, only the heart can lead Claire to the right path, and that could mean she should act on her feelings and move in with Kyle. The love story between Claire and Kyle is not new. They have had sweet moments, but also full of challenges and conflicts. However, Nikki affirms that sometimes, true love requires determination and commitment. And if Claire really loves Kyle, then that is the signal for her to act. Daniel and Tessa, a challenging relationship. Meanwhile, Daniel is standing at a crossroads in his life. He faces a difficult decision, which is to choose the next steps in his career and personal life. At the same time, he decides to cooperate with Tessa Porter, who has always been by his side in difficult times. Tessa, with her intelligence and wisdom, is a reliable companion, and their relationship is at a promising stage of development. However, with Daniel's complex personality, the steps in this relationship will certainly not be easy. Tessa is not only a confidant but also an important strategic partner. Daniel's decisions will not only affect him but also Tessa. Can they find a common path, or will each have to pursue their own dreams? This will depend on the trust and affection they have for each other. Victor Newman and the hidden plot. Indispensable in every story in Genoa City is Victor Newman, a powerful man who always has plots and calculations behind every action. This time, Victor orders Audra to do everything possible to separate Claire and Kyle, in order to serve his goals. Audra, who is always loyal to Victor, does not hesitate to carry out her mission even though she knows that breaking up a relationship can hurt many people. Meanwhile, Victor is hiding a big secret from Nikki, his wife. She has no idea that Victor's plot is not only limited to controlling the relationships in the Newman family but also has a deeper purpose that Nikki may never accept. Will Nikki discover Victor's plot before it's too late? This will certainly create fierce conflicts in the Newman family, when close relationships are now torn apart by power calculations. Holden and Audra, a messy relationship. The relationship between Holden and Audra is becoming increasingly strained. Holden, who used to be Victor's strategic partner, continues to pursue Audra with tenacity. However, this may be a major distraction for Audra as she tries to complete Victor's important mission. Audra is not only faced with the task of separating Claire and Kyle, but also has to deal with her own feelings for Holden. The intertwining of work and love may lead to bad decisions, and this will change Audra's life forever. Lily and Audra. An unusual relationship. Meanwhile, Lily, the CEO of the company, demands answers from Audra about her recent actions. But Audra's thoughts are all about running the company that Victor has entrusted to her, and that's where she feels she can best use her abilities. Audra may be faced with a difficult choice: remain loyal to Victor to achieve his goals, or seek her own path, where she can decide her own fate without being influenced by others. Claire, Victoria, and Cole. The support of her family. Claire finally opens up to Victoria and Cole, who have a close relationship and have always supported her through difficult times. Victoria, Nikki's daughter and an ambitious woman, has always been a great source of encouragement for Claire. She encourages Claire not to give up on love and to fight for her happiness. Meanwhile, Claire's best friend Cole also stands by her side. Their words of encouragement will help Claire gain the courage to face the next challenge in life. Nate and Damien, Amy's update. Nate and Damien, work colleagues, receive updates on Amy, someone they both care about. The details of Amy's condition will influence their decisions in the future and may cause major changes in their relationships with Claire and other characters. Phyllis, a woman who never gives up. Phyllis, despite having gone through a major challenge in her life, still maintains a strong nature and does not give up easily. She will not hesitate to find a way to push the buttons of Sally Spectra, whom she has always considered a rival. Phyllis always knows how to create drama and keep people watching, and this time is no exception. Conclusion: The Young and the Restless is making big waves in the world of the Newman family and those around them. From Claire seeking Nikki's advice, to Victor's schemes, and the complicated relationships between the characters, things are heating up. The important decisions the characters make will not only affect their futures, but could also change the flow of the story in the coming episodes. The Young and the Restless, complicated relationships and conspiracies. In the dramatic and intrigue-filled world of The Young and the Restless, the Newman family is always at the center of complex intrigue and relationships. From love to betrayal, from loyalty to difficult decisions, each character faces great challenges. And in this episode, the tension revolves not only around romantic relationships but also about the struggles for power, loyalty, and decisions that can change the characters' lives. Victor and Nikki, a romantic surprise or a lie? Victor Newman, a powerful man with complex schemes and calculations, has decided to give Nikki a romantic surprise. As his wife, Nikki has always been the important woman in Victor's life. However, can this romantic gift help Victor ease his guilt? With his every move shrouded in deception and intrigue, we can't help but wonder if a gesture of affection is enough to erase past mistakes. Victor and Nikki's relationship has not always been smooth sailing. Lies, manipulation, and dark secrets have always been the factors that have strained their relationship. Especially with the truth about Claire and Kyle's relationship, can Nikki continue to love and forgive her husband if she knows everything? These questions not only disturb Nikki's emotions, but also put her and Victor's relationship to the test. Michael, between loyalty and the power struggle. Michael, a talented lawyer and a man who always puts his family first, is caught in the middle of the never-ending power struggle between the Abbott and Newman families. As someone who can look at every situation from multiple perspectives, Michael knows that his loyalty is being severely tested. The relationship between these powerful families is not only about competition at work but also about intense personal conflicts. Michael's beloved wife, Lauren, always tries to advise him, hoping that he will not protect Victor at all costs. Although Michael always tries to remain neutral, the truth is that his loyalty to the Newman family can cloud his perception. Lauren senses that, while Michael is protecting Victor, something bigger is weighing on him, whether it is the compulsion of loyalty or the pressure from Victor himself. She constantly worries that Michael will pay the price for his decisions in the future. Audra, the plan to destroy Claire and Kyle's relationship. Audra, a strong and ambitious woman, is determined to carry out a plan to destroy Claire and Kyle's relationship. Under Victor's direction, Audra does not hesitate to take bold actions to achieve her goals. She knows that if she can separate Claire and Kyle, she will achieve the goal that Victor has set for her. However, this plan is not simple. Audra faces great risks when trying to intervene in this relationship, especially when she cannot forget her past love with Kyle. The mixed emotions of love and revenge make Audra unable to make a clear decision. Will she succeed in separating Claire and Kyle, or will the complicated feelings make her pay the price? Audra and Nate, love and doubt. While Audra is trying to gain Victor's trust and support, her relationship with Nate is facing challenges. Although Audra is getting a chance to advance in her career thanks to Victor's patronage, this may cause conflicts in her feelings for Nate. Can Nate, who has always trusted Audra, forgive her shady actions while she is serving Victor's interests? Nate knows that the relationship between Audra and Victor is not just a business relationship but also a deep-rooted relationship of interests. The intrigue behind Audra's decisions may cause a rift in their relationship. Can Nate continue to love Audra when he discovers the truth about what she is doing for Victor? Diane and Jack, the trials of love. Diane, the woman who once caused a stir in the Abbott family, is now trying to score points with her beloved husband, Jack. Changes in the decoration of the Abbott mansion may be one of the signs of major changes in their relationship. However, are they signs of true love, or just actions to hide another conspiracy? Diane and Jack have always had a complicated relationship. Although Diane wants to show that she can be the perfect wife, Jack is not someone who is easily deceived. Can Diane renew their feelings, or is it all just a ploy to win Jack's attention? Chelsea and Adam. The beginning of doubt. Chelsea, the woman who has always loved Adam, begins to doubt his actions and decisions. She feels uncertain about Adam's honesty, especially when he makes an important decision that she feels will lead to future regrets. Will Chelsea dare to confront Adam and demand an explanation from him, or will she continue to live with doubts and insecurities? Chelsea and Adam's relationship has always been full of challenges. The decisions Adam makes not only affect him but also those around him, especially Chelsea. Will she have the courage to face the truth, or will she continue to live in a relationship full of doubts? Conclusion: the battle for power and love continues. The young and the restless continues to witness tense relationships, difficult decisions, and dark conspiracies. From Victor's deception, the power struggle between noble families, to complicated love relationships, everything is heating up. Can the characters overcome these challenges and find happiness, or will everything fall into the hands of dark schemes? The young and the restless. Complicated relationships and risky decisions in the scheming and tense world of the young and the restless. Every character faces dire situations, from family power struggles to personal emotional challenges. Every decision, every action can change the course of not only a relationship, but their entire lives. The following episodes will take us into the heart of these struggles, as loyalty, betrayal, and love weave together in a complex web that is not easy to unravel. Lauren and Michael. A loyalty-tested Michael has always been the pillar of the family, a talented lawyer with a solid career. However, life's dilemmas gradually test his loyalty, especially when he finds himself in the middle of a power struggle between two powerful families, the Abbott and the Newman. Michael's loving wife, Lauren, cannot sit idly by as she watches her husband become increasingly drawn into Victor Newman's power games. Lauren knows that Michael is protecting Victor not only for his job but also out of deep loyalty to the Newman family. But can she convince her husband to give up this protection? While Michael always has reasons to justify his actions, Lauren fears that his blind loyalty to Victor could lead him into dangerous situations that he cannot foresee. She tries to convince Michael that, while family is important, these relationships cannot be allowed to cloud his reason and morality. However, in a world where relationships are always dominated by power and money, will Michael have the strength to escape Victor's shadow and stand firm in his decisions? Audra, the plot and the reckless decisions. Audra, a woman who is always wise and ambitious, is aiming to destroy the romance between Claire and Kyle. Their relationship has become a sweet love story between two different worlds, but Audra has no intention of letting them live happily ever after. What is the real reason behind this action? Audra does not only want to separate them out of jealousy, but also because of the bigger plots that await her ahead. But Audra's plan is not simply to separate two lovers. She has to face her past love for Kyle, and the return of old feelings is making every decision she makes more difficult. Audra must balance her career and personal feelings, and the question is whether she can achieve professional success thanks to Victor's patronage without hurting others, especially Nate, with whom she is in a relationship. Audra is faced with a crucial choice. Can she continue to take advantage of the opportunities Victor brings without hurting the people she loves the most, or will her ambitious decisions cost her everything? Victor and Nikki, a romantic surprise or a painful truth? Victor, a powerful man who always hides dark plots, is preparing a romantic surprise for Nikki, his wife. What effect will this gift, whether it is a nice gesture or just a ploy to ease the tension in their relationship, have on the feelings between the two? Can Nikki forget all of her husband's dirty deeds, especially the deception about Claire and Kyle's relationship? Nikki has always been a strong woman, but can she forgive Victor's actions again, when she knows that everything between them has always been covered with secrets and betrayals? This question is not only a challenge for their love, but also a difficult problem for Victor himself. Can this romantic gift help him ease the guilt in his heart, or will it only increase the suspicion and bitterness in this relationship? Michael. Between power struggles and loyalties, Michael continues to be drawn into the never-ending struggle between the Abbotts and the Newmans, two powerful families that he must choose sides with. As a lawyer, Michael is always faced with difficult decisions, and this time, he finds himself in the middle of an inevitable battle. Michael's loyalty to the Newmans, especially Victor, is tested as he sees the dark side of Victor's decisions. Can Michael stay loyal to the Newmans, or will he side with the Abbotts, whose integrity and values he has always held dear? These decisions will affect not only Michael's career, but everyone he loves. In a world filled with power struggles, Michael's loyalties may lead him to painful choices that he could never have foreseen. Diane and Jack. The trials of love. Diane, the woman who once caused trouble in the Abbott family, now wants to impress her beloved husband, Jack Abbott. While she tries to make big changes in the decoration of the Abbott mansion to attract attention, Jack is not easily deceived. Diane not only wants to refresh her family life but also hopes that their relationship can go further. However, can Diane really win back Jack's affection, or is everything just a trick to win back the attention she once lost? Jack is not someone who is easily deceived. Although Diane wants to make a good impression on him, will these small changes be enough to make Jack feel satisfied and love her, or will the cracks in their relationship gradually become more obvious? Chelsea and Adam. Suspicions are growing. Chelsea, who was once Adam's trusted companion, is now starting to have doubts about his decisions. She senses that Adam is hiding something important, and she can't ignore the shoddiness in his actions. Chelsea senses that Adam is about to make a decision he will regret, and she can't just sit back and wait for it to happen. The big question is whether Chelsea will have the courage to confront Adam and demand that he explain everything clearly, or will she continue to live in doubt and insecurity, only to find that when the truth comes out, it may be too late. Conclusion. Risky decisions. The Young and the Restless continues to be a dramatic world where decisions in love and power can change the course of not only a relationship but also a life. Will Michael be able to maintain his loyalty? Can Audra complete her plan to sabotage Claire and Kyle's relationship? And can Victor assuage his guilt over Nikki with romantic gifts? Everyone is waiting to see what happens next in the world of the Newman and Abbott families.